First of all, greetings to President Abe of Japan and the Japanese people. We're in the Japanese garden, the Zen Garden in Liverpool, which is beautifully planted. It's one of those places where you just feel the peace as soon as you arrive. The Japanese are very shrewd people, an ancient nation, cunning people, and a very successful nation. And they're being revived because Japan has reverted to its nationalist heritage. It's interested in putting Japan first, Japanese culture first, and it won't allow its nation to be invaded by immigrants, especially from faiths such as the Islamic faith that want to dominate other cultures. Japan is holding on to its own culture, and it's respectful of the West and our Christian traditions. So we have a great relationship with the Japanese people, and they're inspirational. Like many of the emerging nationalist countries, nationalist movements of the world, we're inspiring each other to go back to our traditions and to our heritage and to our identity, because we value this. It's deep, and it's successful, and it's fruitful. This is what we need, a revival in Western Europe of our traditional Christian inheritance, of the family structure, of faith, and of our patriotism. These are the three forces that built Western Europe. I mean, we've got capitalism, we've got free enterprise. That's all adds in the mix, because you've got to release unleash their potential. I mean, the state can never do that. The state's a dead weight on any society. It's parasitic. And I mean, we see with the Democrats in America, they're pushing the big state again, the big state agenda. They want to raise taxes, and they want to expand the state, expand the safety net, expand the institutions of the state. And they say they do this on behalf of the poor, on behalf of the disadvantaged. And in America, this is often couched in racial terms. It's the blacks and the Hispanics who they represent against white privilege. But what this is actually is sucking power away from where it's being used effectively, putting it into places where it's going to be abused and it's going to be milked. And this is the sad thing about the Democrats in America. They're just anti-America. There's nothing positive about them. They're just critical of all American traditions, and it's sad, really. I mean, I look at the Democratic sort of candidates for the presidency, and it's like a ship of fools. And the captain in charge, Joe Biden, he's not only gaffe prone, he just doesn't know where he is anymore. He's in New Hampshire, and he thinks he's in Vermont. He's lost his radar, his compass. He's lost his sense of direction. As soon as I saw him on the campaign trail, which is going back 6 to 8 months, it struck me that he's not an old man, he's a geriatric. He's beyond the pale. He's gone now. He's in steep decline. And week by week, as this campaign unfolds, he's going to get worse and worse. He's not, in any sense, a realistic candidate for the presidency. He has to go. He'll step down. So we look at who's going to fill his shoes amongst the Democrats. Elizabeth Warren. She's like this frumpy science teacher from school, the sort of person that it aches you to have to converse with her, to be in her presence. She's got zero charisma, and she's just a policy geek. She's just like someone from a research institution in a university who's come up with all these bogus ideas, but she's got a lot of statistics to prove them. She is very pitiful indeed. And then of course we got Mad Bernie. He's always raising his hands, and I've got the feeling that Bernie is going to get the nod from the Democrats, mainly out of a sense of injustice over the last campaign, because he beat Hillary, but the establishment robbed his victory from him, robbed his victory. So I think the Democrats are going to have a fit of self-pity, and they're going to make Bernie Sanders their candidate for the presidency. And what a fool he is. They've got no chance. I mean, Trump will destroy him. Crazy Bernie. So we see the whole Trump agenda rising up stronger and stronger. The Democrats have tried to portray Trump and all he stands for as negative, as slightly insane, as slightly kooky. But the paradigm has shifted, and this is the key to politics around the globe now. It's no longer the nationalist and the conservatives and the traditionalists who look lost and bewildered. It's now the so-called progressives. It's now the leftists who look very strange. They look like a bunch of lunatics from Antifa onwards. And even their leaders in Europe, the likes of Merkel. I mean, it was interesting to watch her interaction with Trump at their press conference at the G7. She looked like a fish out of water. She looks like a little girl lost. A woman who's been in charge of Germany for over a decade. She radiates no gravitas, no authority, no vision for the future. And it's pitiful. It is pitiful what the left has become. I mean, Macron he's been raised now as the standard bearer of the left. And not only did he act like a little boy in the presence of Putin, in the presence of Trump, he deferred. Trump treats him now as a bit of a fool, you know. And then we have the real fool, Justin Trudeau, who's about to face the Canadian electorate. He's a pretty boy, and he's got a certain funness about him, but he's not a politician. He's not worthy of any consideration. And the left is no longer worthy of consideration. That's why we're going to win this battle. That's why nationalism is surging across the globe. There's been so much pessimism and despair amongst nationalists over the past 2 decades that, you know, they almost gave up at one point. But we're seeing now energy coming to the right like never before, and we're sweeping all before us. We're sweeping the established globalist powers away. And even Soros has gone quiet now. Even his money cannot save the globalists. The globalists are finished. We're going to put them on the ship of fools, and we're going to sail them out into the ocean, and we're just going to watch them sink. In a sense, it'll be a bit sad because they make us laugh, their madness entertains us, but as a political force, they're finished. I mean, they think that the ethnic minorities can save them. They're all about minority rights and minority power. They think the public sector unions can save them. The teaching unions, God help our kids. We need to liberate our kids from these teaching unions and the nonsense they put into our children's minds. But their days are numbered. It's a steep decline which is going to accelerate rapidly, just as the nationalist surge is going to ascend towards great victories ahead. Donald Trump said, we'll win so much, you'll get tired of winning. I'm never tired of winning. I mean, I've watched over the decades the damage that the left have done to our societies, our cultures, our nations, the Western civilization, and I still feel very vengeful. I want revenge. I want to see the left humiliated. I want to see them as muck on our shoes. I want to see them who have imposed their hate speech laws to criminalise right-thinking people. I want to see the left put in the dock, and I want to see them face the reproach of a hostile world, because they more than deserve it. I would just like to say thank you to all those people who've donated towards the cost of the new equipment. We've bought a new camera, and towards our expenses, and to all those who have subscribed to our channel. Don't forget, if you're a new viewer, push the subscription button, push the bell, and if you would like to make a donation, there's a PayPal link in the description. Thank you.